Alright, before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Alright, and shalom and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Alright, now, real quick, I wanted to do a quick lesson and entitle it, We're going to need that Mattathias Integrity. Okay? And, talking about in times of the chip. All right, the inspiration of this video comes from the conversation between the DC church and this particular individual who is a student or a listener or a follower of House of Israel. All right, which is a box camp. And this brother right here, the elder brother. Right, this brother right here to the left of the screen speaking. I forget the brother's name. I first heard of this lesson through the elder Apostle Gabar's video, but his name escaped me, Salakia. But the brother made a good point about like Esau knows that we're supplanters. Talking about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Going in on how the actual physical mark of the beast is just simply the RFID microchip on its own. The philosophies and everything else like that comes along with the image of the beast, all right, which is the power structure of the ancient Roman Empire, all right, which is nowadays modern day NATO and EU, okay? So within that power structure, you have the image of the beast, which is the philosophies, all right, the homosexuality, the Christmas, the Easter, the pagan holidays, whatso have you, all right. And from there, you have the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Now, this individual from HOI, his standpoint is that the mark of the beast is more than that, and it's a philosophy as well as the chip. When the brother made a good point, he made the point that, well, if this is about talking about philosophy, well, Jake is a supplanter, Salaki is getting windy. He said Jake is a supplanter, If it's a philosophy, all he has to do is just lie to Esau, All he has to do is be like, I subscribe to your philosophy and all praise sweet Jesus and all this, and yes, I love Christianity and all that. And that's where the cold hard reality is that when this RFID microchip becomes fully implemented, this devil Esau is not gonna trust you or be satisfied until he actually sees you take the mark of the beast, all right, the RFID microchip, okay, and it's gonna be because Revelation 14:9 says what it says. HOI makes the claim that you could take the mark of the beast, and then you could take the RFID microchip, and then you could take it out again, and that means that you don't have the RFID microchip anymore. You don't have the mark of the beast anymore, and that's not true. Once you take the mark of the beast, you have the mark of the beast. It doesn't matter if you take the RFID microchip out of your body, you still accepted it, you still received it, and you are going to receive judgment from Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai if you take that chip. Okay, the Apostle Tahar says it all the time. Tempt not the Lord. So you take the mark of the beast, and then before the Lord comes back, you take it out again, and you pretend like you never took it. Okay, I wouldn't want to tempt the Lord that way. But when the brother made that statement about how Esau is gonna want to force brothers to take it and how it's a physical mark, the scripture of the Maccabees popped in my head, and I wanted to, cut on the camera and bring that out. So let me read it. This First Maccabees chapter. I'll read quick. Is Maccabees chapter First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. And he had 5 sons: Jonan called Caddis, Simon called Thassi, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar called Avarin, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphis. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, Woe is me, for wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. All right, now this is right after First Maccabees, the first chapter, where the decree was made out from the king. All right, that all the other all nations were to come together on one consent and forsake their own gods and their own laws, law, statutes, and commandments, particularly the Israelites. All right, and whoever didn't subscribe to the ordinance of the king was to be put to death. So a lot of people consented. Okay, so this is what Mattathias is seeing afterwards. All right. And if you think about it, keep the RFID microchip in the back of your mind when as we read this story. Okay. Verse 8, it says, her temple is become a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman she has become a bondslave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Okay, and that's the mentality that Mattathias had. It's like, would you rather be a slave under the rulership of the heathen nations? Mattathias was like, woe is me, man. Like, what point is there to even live, man? Going to show the mentality, all right, that our people had. We got to get that old ancient spirit back, man. Okay. So it says, verse 14, then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modin to make them a sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his son came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias, on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. So Mattathias was a ruler and an esteemed figure, all right, in Israel. Okay. Now, verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, as such as remain at Jerusalem. Okay, those of them that consented, those that let's fast forward in the predicament today in 2019, let's say they took the chip. Okay, so you have a bunch of individuals that got down and laid in bed with the heathen nations, and here it is, you have a prominent figure like Mattathias, who, if his people actually saw him take the chip or sacrifice unto the heathen gods or this and that, the other Israelites will follow suit, and that just goes to show the big responsibility that we have as prophets and men of the Lord. You got guys like Zabak that has this individual out here, all right, pretty much causing confusion, pretty much muddling and trying to intermix, just to save face and to have and because guys like that have pride, mixing up the mark of the beast and philosophies, man. It's confusion, man. All right, so anyway, man, so let's see. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of let me read that again, verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou and thy house be in number of the king's friends. So right now, Mattathias is being offered a bag right now. Okay, he's being offered a purse. He's being like, look, okay, sacrifice unto our gods, modern day 2019. Hey, take this chip and you'll be in the house of friends, man. You'll have all the money you need, you'll have all the friends in the right places, you'll have all the connections, you'll be living real good. Okay? It says, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Okay? Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. All right, he told them no. Okay, and we need to have that same integrity, because like we said, like the brother in the DC camp said, all right, Esau ain't gonna settle for your word. He ain't gonna be like, all right, you down with us? Okay, cool. He wants to see you take the mark of the beast. He wants to see you take the RFID microchip to know that he can trust you. Okay, just like if Mattathias sacrificed swine's flesh to heathen gods in front of the eyes of all of his congregation and all of his brethren, all right, who look up to him, all right, there's no coming back from that, man. There's no repenting from that. What are you going to do? You're going to, there's no way of explaining your way out of that. The same way that there's no way of repenting to the Lord if you take the RFID microchip. All right, so that's what I said with the title of this lesson. We need that old Mattathias integrity, which, if the Lord has mercy on us, he'll put that spirit upon us, man, because we're going to need it, man. Esau, in Revelation 12:12, is going to come down upon us with great wrath because he knows that he have but a short time, man. Okay. Verse 21, the Most High forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken unto the king's words, to go from our religion, which this word isn't a religion, okay, but it's the truth, it's our nationality, it's our heritage, all right, either on the right hand nor on the left. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice onto the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. So he just ran and killed and put this other Jake that consented to the ordinances of the king, and just straight up put him to death right there on the spot. Okay, the Lord put his fiery indignation upon Mattathias, man, and Mattathias couldn't contain himself, man. He couldn't control himself, Also, the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of the Most High, like as Phineas did unto Zambri, the son of Salem. Now, there's going to be a time where the Lord puts his spirit on his men, and will be his battle axe and his weapons of war. All right, but now's not that time. We're to wait upon the Lord, and we're to be righteous, harmless as servants, wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. All right, but in this account, the Lord allowed it, all right, to put that zeal on Mattathias, to put these particular individuals to death, man. Okay, and if the Lord put that spirit on us in that time, when that time comes, then so be it, man. It is what it is. All right. It says, verse 27, then Mattathias cried without the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. So they put everything behind, And imagine, you have, all you have, in this world, you have your house or your apartment, you have your car, all right, you have your job, you have your woman, things like that. Maybe some of particular individuals, women wanted to stay behind, man. And but what, those individuals that were strong and zealous in the Lord, that stood stiffly for Yahweh Bar Shem Yahweh Shai, they left all that they had and they flew and they fled into the mountains, man. You know, that zeal and that faith that we're gonna need in that day. Lord willing, the Lord put that spirit upon us, man. Okay, to leave everything behind that you ever known in this society that you grew up in, man. Okay, that's something that's gonna take a great amount of faith. All right. It says, so he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. And it's a long chapter. It's a great chapter. The Apocrypha in general is very great to read. But that's just an example of great faith, man. And from there they were dwelling in the wilderness. You know what I mean? Not sure what was gonna befall them. All they had was that their faith in Yahweh Bar Shem Yahweh Shai, and the fact that they knew that they did the right thing, man. And imagine like the peer pressure. You talk about peer pressure and like in high school and things like that, where people will peer pressure you to do certain things. That's peer pressure to the umpteenth degree, man. Everybody around you is consenting to this thing. You're gonna have family members consenting to this RFID microchip. Individuals that you thought were strong in the truth, all right, cave and consent, to the mark of the beast. And then you're left to make your decision, either faced with the decision to consent, and live, or have faith and possibly even die, So, I just wanted to bring that out, man. We need that old Mattathias integrity, man. The elect are going to have that integrity if they're going to make it to face, that kind of difficult situation, man. So, Lord willing, and it all was inspired from this camp, that these brothers went out, because it's important to know what's what, man. That's why we have to know the truth, and there are no gray areas. The mark of the beast isn't no damn philosophy, man. Okay, the system is a philosophy. The system of the beast is a philosophy. But what is its mark? Okay, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. And as the scriptures say, if you take it, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, so with that, I want to say shalom to the elect.